The WWE's annual Money in the Bank pay-per-view is headed our way this Sunday, with fans wondering who will win the coveted Money in the Bank briefcases. However, there are some other big matches on the show that have fans talking and lots of hot rumours as well. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at some last-minute Money in the Bank 2019 rumours. Number 1. Brock Lesnar will return. Does Vince McMahon like backing up dump trucks of money at Brock Lesnar's home? Of course he does. For whatever the reason, Vince McMahon is still under the delusion that Lesnar is a top draw, which is why Lesnar has been announced for the WWE 7th June 2019 Super Showdown event in Saudi Arabia. So far, fans know the star-studded show will feature a match between The Undertaker and Goldberg that could have been a dream match 10 years ago, but will now be an example of why two 50-plus-year-olds shouldn't wrestle more than 5 minutes. However, there's no word on the Beast's opponent just yet. Given the circumstances, it looks like the fans in Saudi Arabia will be the first to see the first rematch between Universal Champion and the man he defeated for the title, Brock Lesnar. Although the match hasn't been confirmed, it was rumoured before WrestleMania that Lesnar would be appearing at the Saudi Arabia show in some capacity involving the Universal Champion. While anything can happen in the WWE, there's a good chance Vince will go with the time-tested formula of Brock showing up and taking someone to Suplex City, that special someone being Universal Champion Seth Rollins. What better way to have them protect AJ Styles than to have Lesnar interfere in the main event match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view between Rollins and AJ Styles? It of course then sows the seeds for the Super Showdown event, as let's be clear, Lesnar doesn't show up on Raw casually. This will lead to a rematch between Rollins and Lesnar, and if this does happen, we can only pray Vince McMahon doesn't put the belt back on Lesnar. And this leads us on to number 2, as Rollins' problems are only beginning. Although Seth Rollins will have his hands full dealing with the Beast in Saudi Arabia, there's talk that his problems are going to get even worse as AJ Styles turns heel on him, possibly after losing his title match with Rollins this Sunday. The Phenomenal One hasn't worked as a heel in some time, and the Red brand already has a number of main event babyfaces including Rollins. The heel turn could involve a post-match attack by Styles, or even Styles seemingly running in to save Rollins from Lesnar, only to add to his woes. Whatever the case, it looks like a Seth Rollins vs AJ Styles program is only beginning. WWE will surely milk it like they did with the Styles and Shinsuke feud in 2017. Number 3. Samoa Joe will get an unlikely assist. With rumours flying around that Rey Mysterio's son Dominic has signed a contract with the WWE, you can be sure that we'll be seeing lots more of Rey's son. In fact, word has it that Rey's return to the WWE was contingent on the WWE giving Dominic a chance, so it's no surprise that Dominic, who's been training for some time now, is on WWE television. Right now, Dominic is serving in a supporting role as Samoa Joe takes on Daddy Rey, with Joe recently sending Dominic to deliver a message to his famous father. One of the most intriguing stories going around is that Dominic is going to help Samoa Joe prevail at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, either because he doesn't want to see Rey get hurt, or because he's going to side with the Samoan submission machine. WrestleLamia isn't certain about a heel turn, because there are 2 other possible heel turns on the show, and while Vince McMahon is desperate to boost his promotion's ratings, we don't think that he's brought back Vince Russo to finish the job. Whatever the reason, expect to see Dominic get a bigger role on Raw, either fighting his dad, or fighting alongside him against Samoa Joe. Number 4. Smackdown will get a new champion. No, we're not talking about the WWE Championship. In fact, rumour has it that the WWE isn't ready to put the title on Kevin Owens, as there's talk they want to build Kevin Owens up a bit more as a heel before putting the WWE Championship around his waist, if they decide to make the switch. However, SmackDown needs a women's champion, and many fans agree that not only was it a mistake to take the belt off Asuka to hotshot Charlotte's role in the WrestleMania 35 main event, but that SmackDown Live needs a women's champion that they can call their own, rather than watching someone bouncing back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. There's even talk that Vince McMahon is getting tired of Becky Lynch as Becky Two Belts. Knowing McMahon's hatred for the term belt, he may even blame Raw and SmackDown's wretched ratings on Lynch using the term belts, as in his mind, they're titles, damn it. Whatever the case, Charlotte is a great choice as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Don't be too sure because there's a women's Money in the Bank match on the show and the winner may cash it in, either after Lynch's 2 title defenses or after Charlotte wins the SmackDown Championship. While Little Miss Bliss cashed in her briefcase the same night as she won it last year, Vince McMahon probably forgot about it, and even if he didn't, he likely thinks the fans have forgotten. Number 5. The Ikonics will get a surprise challenge. Speaking of Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow has formed a tag team with Kairi Sane because this is the WWE and Japanese wrestlers naturally team with Japanese wrestlers, and they are now officially called the Kabuki Warriors. In any event, Asuka and Sane started a feud with WWE Women's Tag Team Champions the Ikonics, and while there's no match scheduled for the pay-per-view, it's probably gonna happen because 10 matches just isn't enough to fill a WWE pay-per-view. Just consider yourself lucky that it isn't a 7.5+ hour event like WrestleMania 35. Fans are still recovering from that all-nighter. Number 6. Why Braun Strowman was replaced. On the Go Home episode of Monday Night Raw, by orders of Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman faced off against Sami Zayn, and as a form of punishment, he was forced to put his spot in the ladder match on the line. Thanks to a 3-on-1 advantage, Zayn managed to pick up the win, where he now has the chance at winning the all-important briefcase. Whilst reports on why Strowman was removed point to either a biceps/triceps injury or heat backstage with Luke Harper for not being safe in the ring during the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the last-minute change was simply Vince McMahon changing his mind to further a storyline involving Braun and his attackers. The Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer recently told, "So the thing is that Braun Strowman being taken out of the match is part of a longer storyline that will play out." Number 7. The huggable one will become the hated one. Keep in mind that there's a fine line between rumours and news, and that both wrestlers and the wrestling industry itself are notorious for leaking false stories in order to swerve fans. Nonetheless, there's talk that Bayley is not only going to win the Women's Money in the Bank match, but she's going to cash it in the same night, taking advantage of a weary champion. If so, this could be the spark the huggable one needs to get her career back on track. Although she does a good job of playing a lovable babyface, she may be able to pull off a psychotic heel who's grown tired with playing nice, only to come up short in the win column. Number 8. Drew McIntyre's push is finally at hand. 2018 was supposed to be Drew McIntyre's year, with the Scottish psychopath working a program with the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, winning the belt at some point, and the two battling it out at 2019's Showcase of the Immortals. As sometimes happens in wrestling, events outside the ring changed everything, and as we know, Roman Reigns' leukemia led him to vacating the Universal Championship, with the WWE opting to put the belt back on Brock Lesnar. Not wanting to go with a heel versus heel match, the WWE passed on a McIntyre vs Lesnar program, instead building up the Kingslayer as the Beast Slayer. While McIntyre hasn't received a consistent push, he's been given some big wins and protected, except against Roman Reigns, but as fans know, that's standard treatment as everyone jobs to the big dog. While we can't say McIntyre is going to win the Money in the Bank match, as you'll have to wait for our Money in the Bank predictions video for that, we can say he's going to be pushed into the main event, likely leading up to SummerSlam. Number 9. The Money in the Bank winner will get a big push. While it would make sense that the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match would get a strong push, that hasn't been the case over the last 2 years, as both Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman saw an erratic push after their win, and of course an unsuccessful cash-in. Corbin cashed in his briefcase against the then WWE Champion Jinder Mahal in what was a squash match with John Cena distracting Corbin and allowing Mahal to pin him. Strowman challenged Universal Champion Roman Reigns last year at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, only to get screwed out of the title when Brock Lesnar interfered, resulting in a no contest. Conversely, Carmella's 2017 Money in the Bank win saw her steal a win, and while she won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Charlotte, she was never presented as anything but a fluke champion. Alexa Bliss's 2018 win didn't lead to a push, as she defeated Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship the same night she won the all-important briefcase, leading to Bliss being the sacrificial lamb for Ronda Rousey's ascendancy to the Raw Women's Championship. WrestleVote summed things up in a tweet that read, "Strong push within the creative team to really have this year's men's Money in the Bank winner coming out of the whole process looking like a star. The feeling backstage is that they have completely blown the winners and cash-ins the last 2 years. But there you have it, guys. Some last minute Money in the Bank 2019 rumors you need to know. What do you think of the rumors? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.